Welcome to North Tees and Hartlepool Voices, telling the stories of our people and community in our trust.
I'm Elliot Kennedy and I'm going behind the scenes. Today we have James Bromiley. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Elliot.
What's your role?
So my role, Elliot, I'm the Associate Director of Group Development, and I work across North Tees and Hartlepool and South Tees trusts on group development, which is the way in which the two trusts work together collaboratively across the range of services.
And tell us about the group and what's the model that North Tees and South Tees are going to use?
Yeah, so it's clearly not new for North Tees and South Tees to work together. That's been going on for years and years across a range of services. The group model is really a description for how we take this forward with more pace and across a greater range of services over the next few years. The trusts stay as autonomous trusts. North Tees and Hartlepool and South Tees remain as organisations, but it's an equal partnership. It's describing how we work collaboratively for the benefit of patients, for the benefit of staff, for the benefit of the population, really, to make the strategic decisions at a group level. The idea of group model really is something that's going to be more common across the country. So there are group models, for example, in Barts, in London, in Manchester, in Northamptonshire. And what we're trying to do is to take the benefits of those group models which already exist, but then put them into a way in which really works for our own circumstances and our own population.
And what does that mean for staff and others within the trusts?
The benefit of the group model is we get the scale of working together across the two trusts, but we keep that local identity and we keep those local links and access to services. So I think for patients, you can see benefits in terms of making sure that we get exactly the same level of care across the two trusts. And for example, if you have to go from one hospital to another through your period of care, that should be made much more easy for you. I think for staff, there are huge benefits as well. So you could form a career path much more easily across North Tees and South Tees. And for clinicians working across the two sites, through, for example, having the same digital platform or a digital platform which at least talks to each other, will be much more straightforward. So for staff, it'll be much more easy. And then the third thing really is around the voice that we'll have. We'll be a much bigger group than two individual organisations. And so we'll have a stronger voice. We'll be able to respond much more clearly to the needs of the population. And we'll have a stronger voice regionally and nationally in terms of how we argue for our population's needs.
And I understand there's going to be a partnership agreement.
Yeah, and the partnership agreement is really something I've been living and breathing, Elliot, since I've been in this role at the start of August. What it is, it's a formal agreement for how this group model will work across North Tees and Hartlepool and South Tees, and also the ICB, the NHS for North East and North Cumbria will also be a signatory to this. And what it does is it sets out how this group model is going to operate. So it sets out the context, the population needs that we're trying to meet and the benefits of working as collaboratively. It sets out governance, how we're going to take joint decisions and how we're going to have a joint leadership structure. It sets out a roadmap for how we're going to get there. The most important part of the partnership agreement is describing how we're going to change things and migrate things clinically, to join those clinical services together and to set a series of priorities which will be the heart of what this collaboration will be, to enable those services to really serve the population much more effectively than they currently do by working collaboratively. And clearly clinicians have been at the very forefront of designing what those should be. And it also sets out what calling the enabling strategies, but that's really the support. So how do we support that clinical change in terms of digital strategy, in terms of HR strategy, in terms of finance strategy as well.
And the aim is to achieve this by when?
Well, it's going to take a long time to do this really properly, but we're making this step change now through the partnership agreement to really accelerate the collaboration that we're doing. The aim will be to have the group set up and running by Q1 of 24-25, so in that April to June period. But that won't be the finished article. The partnership agreement is very much a live document.
A living document, yeah.
It's a living document, and the group model will be a living entity. It's going to change and migrate as we and evolve as we come across new things and new opportunities. So I don't think there is a finishing point, to be honest. I think it's really important that we indicate that we're doing this at pace. But of course, we've also got to make sure that we maintain the stability of services in both of the trusts. What we don't want to do is create change which is destabilising. It's about the balance between clear step change, but also making sure that we maintain that stability of services. And I have to say, Elliot, and this gets very boring for people who talk to me, but I really love this role. I think it's fantastic. I feel like this is the opportunity to make this work after lots of attempts at collaboration over the previous years. This is the opportunity that we've got to make things really work for our staff, our patients, and the population of the Tees Valley and beyond.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Right, take care. That was James Bromiley, the Associate Director of Group Development here within the North East.
Thank you for joining us. Till next time, you've been listening to NTH Voices.